And so close. There we are. Hey, folks. Thanks for tuning into the BAM podcast. I am your host, Mike Lafferty. Here's our contractually obligated introduction music. Sorry about that. I have to play it every time. At least my friends get to have fun with it. Today, we're going to talk about Hawkeye. It's finished up. It's all done. What do you guys think about it?
I as somebody who likes a lot of things, I liked a lot of it. It left me with good questions for if they do a season two to address. I think they did a lot of things really well. An incredibly charming cast.
Yeah, I think some of the banter has been choice.
Yeah, so it sounded like somebody else was going to say so.
Oh, I was saying good banter is all I was saying. And I'm looking forward to the inevitable actual incarnation of Rogers the musical.
Yeah, absolutely. It got the song was done by one of the people who wrote Hairspray, and then they got some folks from Rent to be in the clip that we get to see in the intro, and then the post credits full production of that song.
So, any surprises for you in the finale, Michelson? Any key points that really landed or didn't land?
Let's see. I mean, I really enjoyed that we got that we got Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. The one sort of weird thing that I love that he's got they're redoing the cover art where he's got the white suit with the Aloha shirt underneath it, which is a spectacular look. But then he's got cufflinks with an Aloha shirt, and I don't know, as someone who enjoys men's fashion, I don't know. About,
the cufflinks were very important to his character in the Daredevil series. He had a whole drawer of cufflinks.
Yeah, but he's also like a fashion icon in that show too. Like he's a great appreciator of like fine arts and beautiful things, and then is as it's two good things that I don't know if they went together for me in that moment, which it took me the second watch through to realize that those two things happened at the same time.
So, are we saying the Kingpin's fashion choices are your biggest nitpick for the finale?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of one of the ones that picks out to me. That and Jean McLaren not getting to do a whole lot is the guy who plays Echo's dad. I would have loved to get to see him do more. I know he has to die, but just getting to see more of him because he's a fantastic actor. Was in one of my favorite shows of the year, Reservation Dogs.
Planning to catch that.
It's great. It's on Hulu.
It's a great show. I really recommend it.
So yeah, he's a fantastic. He's been in a bunch of great things. I was really excited to see him in this. Before I had seen episode 1, I was like, oh man, I wonder if are they gonna let like Jean McLaren, like, because he on IMDb was credited for something like 7 episodes. So my initial theories are like, are they gonna make Jean McLaren Kingpin? That would be very cool. I'd be very excited about that. And they went in a different direction that I also really liked. But yeah, I would have loved to get to see Jean McLaren get to do more. Maybe he'll get to do more in Echo, but that was a thing I wanted to.
Is Echo getting her own series?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Jacob, what'd you think?
I particularly enjoyed this. I've been liking all of the Marvel series so far. This one was particularly entertaining. I know it is based on a comic. I have not read it, but that's not necessary. And I felt the story was excellent and had everything I would have wanted to see in it, because we at the end of the Black Widow movie, they hinted that Yelena was going after Hawkeye. We saw that. We knew that Hawkeye was going to be transferring. Was going to want to retire and pass on the mantle to Kate Bishop. We saw that. So it was pretty cool in getting to see all these things happen as they're building up to the inevitable Young Justice that they've been doing with all these different Disney Plus series for Marvel.
I just want to call out that RPG legend Chuck Rice has joined us. Hey,
yes.
Chuck. How you doing?
No, Chuck.
Hey.
So yeah, the one thing that did surprise me was the inclusion of Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, and it was so good to see him because he's just the best choice, and much like they couldn't and shouldn't have recasted Jay Jonah, which they did not. They went with the right cast for him. Bringing back the classic. They brought back Vincent D'Onofrio, and that just made me and all the other fans very, very happy. I'm very glad to see him included. I will be glad to see more of him in the future because he's not dead. They panned away, and then you heard the gunshot. So everything's up. Everything's open. No one. He's not dead.
Well, you're the weapons expert on this call. Hey, what?
That was not me, by the way. I was muted.
If there's a pan away during a gunshot, does anyone actually get hit?
Depends on whether or not you see any bit of the arm.
Oh. All right, Walt. What do you think?
I liked the whole series. I really did. I thought it was close to the comic. There were some variations, which were fun because it kept it new. The actress who does Echo is as fantastic in real life as she is on the show. They did, I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember in the comics Echo having a missing leg. That's strange. And it turns out the actress actually is the one. It's not something they CGI'd in. She really does have a prosthetic, which is cool to see. Not only that she doesn't let her disabilities define her. She rises around them and kind of owns them to make herself just as unique as anybody else, which I thought was fantastic. Plus, in real life, she is a dog lover. So I was like, oh, that's cool. That's super, super cool. But the fact that they're giving her own series, if you have not read Marvel Comics or know who Echo is, fast forward 30 seconds, just because of the fact that at some point during her career, she does play the role of Ronin. It would kind of be neat to, like, in her own series, to see her kind of wrestle with those demons through the character of Ronin, like she did in the comics. That would be very, very cool. So, I mean, yeah, it would be really awesome to see a series with her and see, like, would she continue into the underworld? Would she try to find a different path? Would they actually get her, to do like she did in the comics? So it was cool, but I thought the other cool throwback was the Watch. Now, I enjoyed some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. I thought the character, the actress who did Bobby Morse on the show, was pretty cool. Adriana Palicki is one of those actresses who can be just as physical as she can do, like one-on-one acting scenes. And I think she would have made a very good Mockingbird, but to have like the marriage of Clint Barton and his wife actually mimic the comics, like, how are they going to explain that away? I'm not one Bobby Morse versus another. I'm not sure. What do you got, Jacob?
Considering the age of the children, the Adrienne Palicki's character is merely the newest Mockingbird now that code name was no longer available.
Oh, gotcha.
That's how I see it.
Right on. Yeah, but overall, I enjoyed the series. I enjoyed the fact that Clint was the straight man, through the whole thing. But oh my God, Yelena, can we please have a Yelena show? For days. Like I went to the range the other day, and we're sitting on the range, and one of my buddies was like, "Why you always use that 45? I have some really tasty 9 millimeter here." I'm like, dude, that's messed up. don't, don't tarnish my macaroni. So yeah, it was fun. She does that character so well that if they don't give her a series, they're really doing somebody a disservice.
Cool. And last but not least, our running in from the stands, Chuck Rice. Chuck, what do you think?
I really loved it, and Christmas came to nerds this year because Vincent D'Onofrio is running around saying, "I love this part, and no one ever gets to play the Kingpin but me." And my nerd heart was beating. So because yes, I am on the same page, Vince. No one should play the Kingpin but you. He really stole it for me. Just like getting quiet and like bodying up on people, and you're like, oh my God, this man is terrifying. I don't want to be in a room with him, and that's perfect. And
the ghost of Michael Clark Duncan sits in your judgment of you, Chuck.
Yeah.
But did you see the cane?
I liked him. I did.
Yeah, the cane was perfect.
Yeah. The only thing that would have been better is if he could have fired a laser from it, or shot some gas out of it. That would have been the only thing that could have. Then it would have been double Christmas for.
I think they're saving that kind of thing for if they ever have Kingpin go up against Spider-Man.
Yeah,
because then he'll need those tricks.
And we now know that Charlie Cox isn't going away. So just Kevin Feige. You can just write a check and make another season of Daredevil happen. You don't have to reference the Netflix show. It's fine. Just don't ever give me another season of Iron Fist having bad dinner parties with his family, and all is forgiven. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like we trash Iron Fist a lot in this show, and I feel like it's all deserved, so it's okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Kick someone when they're down if they deserve it. It's totally fine.
The one thing I loved about the Iron Fist series was getting that one episode of Daughters of Dragon.
Yeah, totally. That would have been way better. Like forget white, Blondie who clearly didn't train and had no interest in fighting, that they could only shoot from the neck up. Just give me the ladies. They were great.
You heard it here first, folks. Chuck Rice likes the ladies.
I like the ladies. I like to keep it mellow.
Just so Anna doesn't realize, Chuck does live in Florida. Chuck is our token Florida man for this for the Man Podcast. Hey,
right. And so I could Hulk out at any time. So just
it's true. Bath salts.
All right. Well, hey, when we all universally love a show, there's generally not a whole lot to say about it. It sounds like this show falls into that kind of category. Any closing thoughts before we wrap things up? I'll go back around the room. Michelson, since you went first.
Yeah, I absolutely want to echo the love that Alekwa Cox was getting in her portrayal as Echo. And I love some of the changes that they made to her from the comics. One of the things I would have liked was sort of going through here. In the comics, she's an artist first, and in her sort of normal life, she's an artist first and a fighter second. And sort of see that a little bit repeatedly in her introduction. And I kind of would have liked to see her get to be a little bit more than just a revenge obsessed. But that being said, I still loved everything that I got. All I want is more. And I'm going to get more. So I'm very excited. And then just so many charming, Kate such a fantastic portrayal that really holds together a show with a lot of people who are holding a lot of cards very close to their chest and keeping a lot of secrets and not sharing a whole lot. And then we have this person who's just emoting constantly and is just keeping everybody together. And then and is just blown out of the water once Yelena shows up, and it's just out charms the person who's the otherwise most charming person in the show. Some of the good questions. What the tracksuit mafia was maybe going to do with the watch, what that would have sort of looked like had they ever gotten a hold of it.
Yeah, that was kind of a MacGuffin. They didn't really discuss what they wanted with the watch.
Yeah, it was just, and there's one of the things I think the show did really successfully is there's several mysteries that they sort of go from one to the next without really drawing attention to, like, we know that the watch would be bad if they get it. We don't know to what extent that would be bad. We get what Clint says, but I don't know if as somebody who plays everything close to his chest, how much of that is true and to what extent and all of that. Like what Jack Duquesne's deal is. He's very clearly not a good guy, not a good guy. But I don't think he's just not our bad guy this time.
Well, the swordsman always kind of ran that I'm a hero, maybe I'm a bad guy line. Ultimately, he became an Avenger, but he's much like Hawkeye, and being one of the characters that supposedly trained Hawkeye in his past, in the comics at least. Jacques Duquesne was initially a villain.
Wasn't he an Avenger for maybe a year, maybe less than a full calendar year?
It was a short while.
Okay.
And then they did a whole thing where he got married to Mantis.
Yeah.
And they then went off to space, and that was pretty much the last you ever heard of him.
I was
unaware. That was back in the day when you would write someone out of a comic by just sending them to space forever,
or killing them. Because
But sending them to space is more permanent. Like if you look at the track record, a lot of people just go to space and they are just never seen again. It's like witness protection. They're gone.
Like the Poochie character from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So, and we just lost our Facebook stream. So, sorry, I'll upload this video later to the channel. But yeah.
Oh, you mean Meta?
Is that what I don't keep up? I'm sorry. It's yeah.
I'll show myself out. It's fine.
Yes, I'll be with the rest of the grognards on other social media.
I've got a friend who makes RPG memes, and he keeps throwing meta jokes into his stuff, and I'm like, I feel really unhip because I don't understand what you're complaining about, and I'm sure it's justified because it's Zuckerberg and he's evil, but yeah, I just don't, well.
Look, he just needs to remember the wisdom of his father, because we all know that Mark Zuckerberg is the illegitimate son of a time-traveling Commander Data, and if you look at it, the resemblance is right there. It's been staring us in the face this entire time, and so he just needs to be more like Data. That's what it comes down to.
And I think we figured out why our stream was deleted from Facebook today. Chuck's arch nemesis is Mark Zuckerberg, so TBD.
Yeah.
Jacob, closing thoughts? So did you have your say fully?
Yeah, I pretty much said what I had to say. It was a good show. Go see it. I'm looking forward to the next show, which is that Moon Knight or She-Hulk?
Moon Knight is rumored to be in February, but they haven't. That's the rumor. They haven't officially said it's coming out in February, but there's rumor sites saying like February 22nd.
Okay.
So, but
otherwise, I'm looking forward to Boba Fett tomorrow.
Holy shit!
Yes.
Yeah.
Boba Fett starts tomorrow.
Indeed, he does. Chuck, any closing thoughts, sir?
Yeah, kind of echoing what others have said. I really liked the show. I liked the things they didn't explain, because it leaves me wanting to know more about what's going on. And I thought the whole thing was great. And Iron Fist kind of remains the one huge Marvel miss. I got to get one more dig in there. But this continues the track record of the Feige TV shows being fantastic.
I mean, if you were to tell me when I was a young nerd that we would one day have a good Wanda and Vision show, a good Loki show, a good Hawkeye show, all in like a year, 18 months,
Yeah.
a good Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
Yeah.
I would have said no. I mean, I no, it's not possible.
And then
Yeah.
I would make you cry because I would tell you that they effed up Kung Fu Billionaire somehow. The easiest concept. Like how do you mess that up?
He's like Batman in a kimono. Boom. Thank you. Give me a check. But no,
My constant problem with Iron Fist, as neat as the character idea might be, is he's never had any good villains of his own. Never.
He's I think he does his best when he's paired with Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the two of them kind of reminds me of Apollo and Rocky.
No, he's a great team character for Heroes for Hire, but Iron Fist does not stand on his own.
Yeah. You didn't like the Immortal Weapons series?
I felt they were derivative.
Look at Jacob picking up those college words. All right.
What kind of Asian martial arts can we attach to this character and kind of make superpowered?
Yeah.
And let's steal Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter characters, alter them a bit, and make Iron Fist villains out of them. I did not like the series.
I really enjoyed it for the old throwbacks to the old Iron Fist, like the guy who fought in World War I and World War II. I thought those scenes were very well done.
That was fine. The fact that there has been a legacy of Iron Fist, I have no problem with that concept. That's a great concept.
Yeah. Yeah, leading to the current pillow wrist that that they had doing that show. Pillow wrist is a reference to the fact that Homeboy couldn't fight and looked like he had the muscular structure of a feather pillow, and my dog agrees.
Well, Balder's probably more of an expert on martial arts than I am. So
oh my God, he hit me so hard the other day when we were doing when we were doing some sleeve work, and then I was like, oh God, and I went to get up, and my other dog came at me and started grabbing the other wrist that didn't have the sleeve on it. I'm like, oh, cut it out! You guys suck. Isn't that right, bro? You're making a guest appearance. Say hello. Say hello.
Hey, Walter.
Walter, are you safe in your house, sir? Should I call somebody?
Don't send them here. They're not going to be safe themselves.
I've had to train my Great Dane to divert when she was running full speed at the dog park. Because
that's a lot of dog.
130 pounds. Yeah, I mean, she does it. She's trained, but like last second diversion. So she's coming at you, then last second. So many old guys walking their little schnauzers at the dog park. Of just
so there's a guy in the neighborhood that we walk to get our dogs together sometime. And have you ever heard of a dog called a Dogo Argentino?
I saw that dog once on an episode of Cesar Chavez. That was
imagine 150-pound pit bull.
Yeah, it was
right.
It was
They're enormous for hunting boar.
Hunting, like the Great Dane was bred for that hundreds of years ago, and so it's that's a fierce looking animal.
It was me, my two dogs, and him and his dog, and we're walking down the street early one morning, and this lady was walking her two Shih Tzus.
Yeah.
And she's like, I wonder what they're compensating for. Really?
I haven't gotten that yet, but one day we'll walk in the Great Dane. I speak just enough Spanish because I been living out west for decades and
Yeah.
lived in Tucson for a few years, and was walking by some guy's house, and he doesn't think he basically says, "Holy shit, put the baby inside. Look at that dog."
We used to get that. We had several years ago, we had a French Mastiff.
Oh, those are beautiful dogs.
Yeah. Oh, it was just the sweetest, just a sweetheart. His name was Moose, and he loved nothing more than he loves kids, loved babies. And so women would be walking their strollers by, and he just wanted to like look at and sniff the baby. And so and he's tall enough, he could just put his head in there. Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I mean, what about Pizza Dog? What'd you guys think of Lucky?
Oh, I love Lucky.
Oh, Lucky was
Love
just
Lucky.
a wonderful little pupper.
Yeah.
Great casting.
I'm shocked there hasn't been more Pizza Dog merchandise yet. But
Give it time. Give it
yeah,
time.
yeah. All right, guys.
Funko Pop has really been on the various series as they've been coming out. I could see a Funko Pop Pizza Dog coming out pretty quick.
All righty. Well, I think unless anyone else has any closing thoughts, anybody? I think we can bury this one. So, Walt, Mickelson, Jacob, Chuck, thanks for coming out, guys. This was fun. I'm going to play the contractually obligated outro music. And thanks to everybody for checking us out. We will catch you next time on the Banff Podcast.
Boom.